going to talk about how to assign different permissions to either a group of people or a specific person, or to a specific type of user, like a tennis administrator or just social, instead of giving them access to admin or webmaster permissions, how you can limit the amount of permissions that a user has. And how you do that is you go into the site admin area, and we have a button on the bottom called User Management. It's right here on the dashboard, and you would click on User Management. And what you're going to do is you can see that we have Manage Authorization roles here, which is you can add or edit, show, or delete specific roles. And then you can actually manage user accounts and assign roles to people here. So for example, let's look at here this Manage Authorization roles, and you're going to click on that, and you can see that as a default there are certain roles already added with a description of those roles and privileges that those category assignment and the privileges that specific role contains. If you wanted to change them, or you wanted to edit them in some way, you can click on a specific role. For example, tennis admin, which contains the permissions to manage tennis reservations, but you wanted to maybe work on editing some of these specific privileges. You would just click on the edit button, and you can see that the tennis admin comes up, and there are privileges assigned to this role. The available privileges are here, and the assigned privileges that are specific to that role right now are there. And all you do, like let's just for example say you wanted them to have billing and payments. You can highlight billing and payments and click the arrow button, and you can see that now billing and payments are part of the assigned privileges that goes with the tennis administration. In the categories for that role, that you can see that whether or not something has they can edit or publish or just view, and you can go ahead and switch on the specific assignments for the role simply by choosing what you want them to have, as far as if it's a member related page or category, then they have permission to view, edit, and publish. If it's something that's board related, they can view and edit it, but they'll have to have admin permission to publish. Usually what happens is if you give someone the permissions, they would have, so you wouldn't have to do it, but you could give them publishing privileges, or you can give them view and edit privileges, but when it comes to publishing, that piece would be grayed out, and they would have to it would have to be approved by administration. So you can see that you can add or remove certain privileges, and then you would just save your settings here, and it would go back into the permissions. And that's one way to edit the user role. You could also create a new role specific for your community. If you needed to, you can just click on add new role and actually create a specific role, like swim team admin, and then create a description. So that would be in charge of all the swim team stuff, and then you can go ahead and give them the privileges that you want and the publishing rights that you want them to have. The other part of user management is once the members are loaded into your database, you can actually click on a specific member and see what user permissions they have. Let's say it's somebody who's coming on board they just now have a board member position, so you can go ahead and give them a board member, or now they can have webmaster and site admin privileges now in the as user permissions, and you can go ahead and just save those settings, and then those settings would be set to those roles would be given to that specific person. So that's how you go ahead and assign roles, user management roles, to a person or to create a role. And if you have any questions, please contact us at support@comwebinc.net. Thank you.